Welcome back to Demigod Debut. I'm Mal, Grover Defender and longtime Percy Jackson fan.
And I'm Julie, Percy Jackson newbie and #1 Hermes hater.
I thought it was going to be Lin Manuel Miranda hater.
Well, that's why. That's why I hate
Well,
Hermes.
okay.
We'll get into it.
Fair. And this is a podcast about Julie watching the Percy Jackson show for the first time. And we are joined this week by my friend and softball teammate, Bucky, who is a real-life TV writer.
Yay! It's true.
Yes. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
So our traditional first-time guest question is, what is your demigod debut or your introduction to the world of Percy Jackson?
Oh, okay. My introduction to the world of Percy Jackson. I actually did not read the books, which is so fun and interesting. But my brother loved them, absolutely obsessed with them. My brother is about 5 years younger than me. And I, through him, understand what some of the plot was. Like, and the movie came out. I probably saw it at one point, but it came out so long ago that I've not rewatched it.
And it's terrible.
And I remember it being bad. So I just, whatever. But like most kids, I feel like, I had some Greek god exposure as a young person. Not in real life like this, but like, books.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Wild that your first kind of real Percy Jackson experience that you remember at least was
the
show.
Yeah, is mostly the show, which is going to be really interesting when you tell me what actually happened in the book. I did look up a couple of things in a previous episode, but I didn't look up anything for this, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, Julie has read the book, and I still have to do that because, it's been like almost 2 years since she read the book.
Like, I don't want you to take this personally, Mal, but I have limited space in my brain, and Percy Jackson just does not warrant like taking up that much space in my head.
You have a podcast about it.
Yeah, but like I'm the person who doesn't know anything, so it like works.
True. So we're just gonna drive Mal crazy.
We're bringing very different energy to this podcast.
Yeah.
In case that wasn't clear.
It works.
And wow, what an episode we have to talk about.
Mal, I remember telling you when you told me that we were doing this episode that I was like, this is actually one that I like remember from when I watched the series as it was coming out. I think because of the like setting.
Yeah, I think the hotel is very memorable and it's also very different from the way that it is in the book. And we will, get into that. So our episode begins with a dream with Percy's kind of old school principal, headmaster person, whatever. I can't remember what he calls this guy, but somebody. And, at first it seems like they're talking to Percy, but then it's revealed that Percy is watching and they're actually talking to whoever stole the lightning bolt and talking about how this is bigger than just a war between the gods and there's more to come and how the thief may potentially be replaced by Percy if they cannot do what needs to be done.
And it's like, is this the first time that we see, this is Hades, right? That's the whole point.
Could be.
I think they say that.
It could be.
I think that's what they say. I'm pretty sure that's what they say. I think they say it in the episode.
That is what they say.
Oh, God.
But is it?
Oh, no. It's a guy we've never seen before.
I know you didn't rewatch the last 2 episodes, but...
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I started the next one, but I got like 10 minutes in right before this.
Yeah, so Hades ultimately does not end up being the big bad of the season.
Wow. Tough.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. So this is someone else. But at this point, they're like, yes, this is Hades, who is talking to Clarice, who stole the lightning bolt. So they're wrong on both accounts here.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a fun dream. And it also, like, it feels like a lot of information to be giving to Percy at this point.
This whole episode is a lot of information.
It is.
They're like, by the way, we're just going to catch everybody up on everything that's going on.
All the lore.
Yeah,
all the backstory.
The visions. Yeah, a lot of exposition in the vision.
This whole season is a lot of exposition. Like, there's just a lot of stuff happening constantly and being told to us. And they've even added some more exposition that did not exist in the book, which we will also get into in a moment. So, post-dream, Percy wakes up in the zoo truck, and Grover, like, pops his head out to see where they are, and the Cracker Barrel sign is incredibly funny to me. authentic American road trip experience.
It's so true.
What are our thoughts on the Cracker Barrel rebrand?
Oh my god.
Well, didn't they go back? They're like, just kidding.
I think they did go back on it.
I think Trump was like, see, look what I did.
God.
I made them go back. I'm like, it had nothing to do with you, but
Of course
okay.
he was.
I feel like there was a lot of internet outrage over the minimalist. I mean, like, why would you even do that? Like, who came up with that? That poor graphic designer who did it, who is like, yeah, well.
Don't put that on the resume.
Yeah, no kidding.
At least this billboard had the old one with the guy in the rocking chair. All that jazz.
Well, half the charm of Cracker Barrel is that there's crap all over the walls.
So true.
Like, just random things.
Yeah, it's like the charm of like being in a grandparent's messy, hoardery like home.
Exactly. I always go there with my grandparents. That's the restaurant we go to.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I haven't been to a Cracker Barrel since like high school.
I actually just went to Cracker Barrel because I went to Georgia for a wedding. And on our way to the airport, we stopped at a Cracker Barrel to get food to eat. And they had some of the cutest like salt shakers. I was like, this is how I know that I'm old, because I like got really excited about these salt shakers, and I was like, do I need to start collecting salt shakers?
Honestly, you should have stolen one. That would have been a good start to the collection.
I mean, I guess this wasn't the first time I've gotten excited about salt shakers, because Julie, when I visited you at home and you took me to that cafe, they had those roller skates that were salt and pepper shakers.
They have such cute salt shakers. I really want to steal them, but
I know.
I really like the diner, so I want to stay.
I know. I wanted to steal them so bad, but I felt bad stealing from a small business, so.
That one's tougher.
Okay, so yes, Cracker Barrel sign.
Yeah.
It's so funny because they just keep every episode, they just show up in a new city and they're like, yeah, well, we had the plan the whole time to go to Vegas or whatever. And I'm like, like when they do the like timeline later, I was like, you were in Jersey how many days ago? Like speed rail. I don't know.
Yes, they are really making their way across the country very quickly. Honestly, it's a little more planned in the show than it was in the book. Like, yeah, they pretty much just stumble their way into locations. Like, they don't even intend to go to Vegas. They just decide they're going to let the animals out because they realize, like, they're traffickers. And so they're like, well, we're going to let the animals out when we stop, and then we're going to also get out.
Yeah, I wrote protect Grover
Yes.
with this little animal idea. He's like, they're missing one thing. What's that? Thumbs. You're like, you're so perfect.
No, I love Grover, and he's so precious in this episode. We also get our first iris message happening, where they use the rainbow to call someone, which is so gay. You love to see it.
So true.
And I think it looks kind of, I don't know what I was really expecting, but I like the way that it looks in the show.
Yeah, is it described the same way in the book where it's like the prism kind of thing to...
I mean, for this specific call, they use like a water sprayer in a car wash to make it happen, and that's how they make the rainbow. But honestly, like, carrying around a prism is so much smarter and just like makes so much more sense. Like, if you can't have a cell phone, you might as well carry around a prism to make like, come on now.
Yeah, that's really smart. That would have been like a whole other like 20-minute sequence of them like, we have to go find a car wash in Vegas.
Yes.
Also, I feel like, frankly, it looks better. I feel like if it was like the water sprayer on TV, it would look like really cheesy because it would just be like really...
Yeah. And so in our call, we get to talk to Luke, and they tell Luke...
Talk about exposition.
Yeah. They tell Luke that they know who stole the bolt. And he doesn't... Like, the immediate response should be, oh, who? But Luke says, how do you know? Suspicious as hell, my guy.
So suspicious.
Like, I know this is a kid's show, but they are really making it obvious that it is not, in fact, Clarice. But he is so quick to pin the blame on Clarice as soon as they bring that up. He's like, oh yeah, Clarice.
My favorite part about this call, and especially about him pinning it on Clarice, is they love every time they like talk about a character, especially one that we haven't seen, but definitely others that we have, is they always give the title and the relationship that somebody has to like a god. They're like, Clarice, the daughter of Ares, and she is the whatever. And you're like, yes. Honestly, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, that is actually very helpful.
Just in case you forgot.
Every single time. This entire call, actually, it's like every single time. They're like, Hermes, who's Luke's dad, blah, 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 blah. Like,
It's kind of
Oh,
like,
so
I
funny.
was really big into Dance Moms in high school. And so they would
Mhm.
always have like on their little interviews, it would always be like Christy, Chloe's mom, and then it would be like Chloe, Christy's daughter. And so like, they got to make sure that you know who goes with who.
And honestly, so helpful. Like, we are, like, burning through story here, and I'm like, "Yeah, who is that?" Like,
Right.
okay, that's their friend that we left behind at the camp. Okay, copy that. Nice, nice, nice.
You almost need to like draw it out. Like this is who everyone is and who their parents are and who likes who and who doesn't like who, and yeah. And then the part that gets me is that they start kind of arguing a little bit about the timeline of their adventure, and Luke asks when they became an old married couple. And to me, nothing about this interaction gives old married couple. It's just giving like being friends with an annoying know-it-all 12-year-old girl.
Yes.
Like that's what that is. I feel like it's a move by Luke to kind of put the awkwardness on them and make them feel self-conscious about like their relationship instead of spending more time thinking about like what he's doing in this call. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I would agree. Yeah, it's sort of funny, like, the old married couple comment is, like, it feels so left field. It's like, yeah, they've been on a quest for, like, a week or, like, 4 days or whatever. They're in a train car with a bunch of animals, like, yeah, they're gonna be a little cranky,
Mhm.
a little disoriented.
They're gonna be
Come
fighting a little bit.
on.
Like,
Gonna be fighting.
but I will say that Percy's response to that, the not to change the subject, but I'm gonna, this has entered my lexicon, and I say this all the time about all sorts of things.
It's a good line. It's like, "No, anyway." Like
Like most of the time it's when I want to bring up something and I want to recognize that I'm like I bring up this thing a lot, so it would be like not to bring up Percy Jackson again, but I'm gonna, like I just, it's an incredible line, and I just want to thank the Percy Jackson show for giving it to me.
They have some, like, goofy little lines in the show, and they get so serious, but, like, then it's like they pull something like that out, and you're like, "That's pretty funny."
Yeah, there are some very funny lines. Like I sometimes think of it because like it is a Disney show, and it's not like quite a Disney Channel show, but sometimes I'm like, what would it be like if it had the Disney Channel like laugh track?
Totally. Oh my god. Like, there's a line later that I wrote down that was like, "This is such a laugh track line," and it's, like, not played for that in a weird way, and it's bizarre. Coming in as a writer, you're adults writing a show, and you want it to be fun and funny,
Hmm.
but it's easy as an adult to, like, get carried away with that because, like, it is children's material. And I think the show does a pretty decent job most of the time of, like, just giving them, like, a little fourth wall breaking joke or, like, kind of a silly, like, setup punchline every now and then. And it's, like, a tough line to walk because, like, the show is really serious. Like, they're, like, on a mission and they're fighting monsters and, like,
Right,
they could die. Like, it's, like, a very heavy thing,
right.
but we still get those sort of moments of goofiness that I feel like allow to remind us that it's, like,
Yeah.
Greek gods are sort of ridiculous.
Well, because most of the goofiness, because like the books are told from Percy's like first person perspective. And so most of the jokes just come from
Mhm.
like the way that Percy is telling the story. And so a lot of the jokes don't really translate because Percy's not narrating.
Right.
And so it's a very different kind of humor because a lot of times he like uses humor to downplay the horror of what's happening, but then when you watch it with like these actual human children acting it out, you're like, "Oh my god, these are babies. These are babies."
Yeah, I feel like it's hard because it's like you wanna downplay it, but also that it almost, like, pushes you in, like, the Marvel, like, type of humor, which, I mean, it's Disney, but, like, you don't wanna, like, go full into of, like,
Hmm.
the sort of, like, "Well, that's bad." Like, "Oh, no."
Yeah,
They do it a little bit, but I feel like lines like this are a good example of, like, it's silly, it's funny.
for sure. And some people on the internet are like, "The show's not funny enough." And I'm like, "Well, it is funny, but also a lot of the humor is meant for like the target age group,
Yes.
which is middle schoolers, and they think 6-7 is funny." So
I don't get it.
there's honestly nothing to get.
It doesn't mean anything?
No, it doesn't.
What's the point?
Exactly.
It's so fun, like, reading tweets about, like, what the equivalent like millennial word for it would be. Somebody said YOLO, which I was like, that's close, but not quite it. Like, that's the closest comparison I've heard. Just like throwing it in everything.
YOLO like actually means something.
I know that's the
Right.
problem.
Yeah, this is one of the first. I guess like I didn't understand like skibbity either. But this one I'm like, okay, I'm old. I'm no longer hip with the youths because like I don't understand 6-7.
And you out of all of us would be the
Yeah.
most likely to understand it.
Yeah.
You're our key. Like, this is how I like lock
I mean,
in
I
and
like
I don't feel old.
I know why they do it. I just don't know why it's funny. It might just be like the desire to be a part of things. You know, like you feel like you're part of this big inside joke, and anytime anybody says 6-7 or 67.
I guess then it's like, is it like the game then? It's like,
Oh, you lost the game. Honestly, yes.
I feel like that might be what it
Oh,
is.
yeah,
Like
that's
maybe
good.
that's the equivalent.
Hey, everyone listening to this, you lost the game.
You lost the game. Sorry. Sorry, you're gonna have to put a trigger warning on this podcast. You lost the game.
No, that's actually a perfect comparison, I think. Like yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take that to the streets.
So then, I don't know, we hang up the call with Luke as soon as Percy tries to ask him about his dad. Can't talk to Luke about his dad, as we will see more of later. And then we release the animals. And so, like, front and center, we have a camel and we have an ostrich. And the titular zebra, like, the episode is called We Take a Zebra to Vegas. The chapter in the book is called We Take a Zebra to Vegas. The zebra is seen for like a grand total of 3 seconds as it runs behind a car. Not enough zebra for me.
I didn't even see it. I that is so true. That is actually what the episode is called.
Yes, it's like in the background. In the book, it's a lion, it's an antelope, and it's a zebra in the truck with them. And Grover is talking to the like lion and antelope, and Percy is talking to the zebra because his dad created horses, and so he learns that he can talk to horses in this scene.
So ridiculous.
So it's like a kind of plot relevant zebra in the book, and then it's like not important at all in the show.
It doesn't even feel like that's something like cut out of the episode, because like when would he have talked to it? Like they had Grover talking to them the whole time, but like
Yeah,
it's so funny that Poseidon created horses. You know,
yeah,
obviously.
that's a thing that Percy could just do in the series. Like he talks to the Pegasi and he talks to horses. Like it's Horse Girl Percy Jackson.
Yeah, talking to the Pegasi seems like a big like thing. Like later on, like is he
Yeah.
still gonna be able to do that?
I would assume.
Totally.
And so I'm like, oh, he's like, what?
Yeah, totally.
For sure. And then one of our little silly lines, when Percy says, this seems dangerous, Grover's like, no, I gave the animals a blessing, they'll make it to the wild. Percy's like, yeah, but what about the people? Like, you just released all these animals in Las Vegas.
Who cares about the people?
Also, is it safe for the animals? Like, they're in the middle of traffic. Like,
he gave them a blessing. They're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cars will always stop, apparently, for the zebra.
But also, we are missing one of my favorite jokes from the book, because Grover does this same thing in the book. And he's like, I gave them this satyr's blessing so that they'll make it to the wild safely. And Percy's like, well, why couldn't you do something like that for us? Like that we would stay safe on the quest. And Grover says, it only works on wild animals. And Annabeth goes, so it would only work on Percy. It's a great joke.
Good one.
But instead we get her like giving him a hard time for not noticing that the hotel has like a giant lotus blossom and like is in fact the Lotus Hotel. But
it's so funny. So stupid.
It's so 12-year-old. Like there's just so much 12-year-old behavior and I love it. All right, so then we go into our casino and Dua Lipa's Levitating plays.
Yes.
Craziest like record like drop or whatever, needle drop.
The songs in this one were great because they also did the Seagulls song. What was that? I Ran So Far Away. My mom loves this song. It's like from the 80s, but it's so good.
Oh, the one where they're like I've heard this at the dentist sometimes or whatever. Like,
oh yeah, that was with What Is Love in the last episode.
Yeah.
They're getting some good music.
They are, honestly.
That's expensive music. Okay, to give you they play so much of that Dua Lipa song, which means that they had to pay for the entire thing. I would imagine the rights for that are around $150,000.
Does Disney own any recording studios? Do we know? Like, or labels?
I mean, I'm sure they do. I think they do, but even still, it's like you're paying the artists, the producers, and like all that's who gets paid for it. Even if they have the
Yeah.
rights to the music, like you still have to pay the performers, and it's at least $150,000 to like
Whoa.
They have deep
get that
pockets.
stuff. And that is the budget of most shows' music budget. Like
They're like, you don't understand. We need levitating.
literally.
It's critical to the whole scene.
It's so funny. I'm like, this is crazy. It's also like I'm like, I get it. When I listen to Dua Lipa, I also forget time passes. But like, my God.
Relatable. Perfect song choice.
It's just like, why that song?
No, you said that number and I was like, oh my gosh, did we need Dua Lipa that badly? Crazy.
No, the answer is no.
Oh my gosh.
To play in the background too. It's like not like even like a sequence, like, they're on a montage and it's like a featured song. It's like in the background of them talking.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the inside of the casino, we've got what looks to be more traditional casino games, and then outside there appeared to be like a roller coaster track happening. There also seems to be like arcade games, so it's kind of a mix of things here.
Yeah, I got confused at first and then I realized it's a hotel because there were so many kids running around and I was like, this isn't a casino. And then it's like, oh right, it's also a hotel.
Right.
But sometimes they don't like let kids into casino hotels because they don't want kids running around. Because that's
Right.
annoying.
It's interesting. I mean, I went to Vegas 2019, and I know because like I was 21, but my brothers were both underage, and they weren't allowed to go into any of the actual casinos, but they could go into the
Mhm.
because a lot of the hotels have like big gimmicky things that you like walk through and look at and whatever. So it's like I understand that there are kids there, but also the fact that the kids are allowed to be around the gambling is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and there were like a lot. It wasn't like they were the three outliers,
Right, there were
where
quite
like
a
they
few
might get some
kids.
weird looks. And they have like games that are like geared toward kids. Like they don't just have like craps tables. They have
Yeah, they've got like
like,
an arcade.
like Chuck E. Cheese games.
And not to be like in the book, but I'm gonna
Please.
to use my favorite line. The hotel seemed cooler, at least in the way it was described in the book. It seemed almost more geared towards kids. Like there were more kid activities. Like Percy describes like rock climbing and like water slides and things like that. So like they spend a long time like playing games and going on the water slides and that's how they end up, using their time. They kind of all go the Grover route. Like how Grover ends up on his little VR game. Like they all sort of get sucked into the entertainment in the hotel. And so the question is, what activity would get you stuck in the casino forever? Like what could occupy your time for years and years?
Do you have an answer, Mel?
This is kind of a silly answer, but like one of my favorite parts of my day is like fan fiction time in bed, and I always wish that I had more time. And so I think if I just had infinite time, I would just like have infinite fan fiction in bedtime. And I think I would like look up and be like, "Oh my gosh, 13 days have passed."
I love that. I was kind of thinking through like the games and I was like, I would probably just play like skee ball until I like passed out. I freaking love that. Yeah, I feel like it would be like playing a video game or something, like just lots of Mario Kart.
Julie, what's your activity of choice?
I have two. So, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
So true.
I need to pick it back up again because they're doing another
Yeah,
version.
there's an
And I'm
update.
like, will I go spend money on this? Probably. And then just cuddling with the boy. I love a good cuddle.
Oh.
It's like the two gays are like, cool.
Yeah.
That's so
Sorry.
cool.
Must be nice.
Sounds cool.
See, I would just be alone in the casino, like Grover. It's fine.
Now we can cuddle anytime you want.
I wonder if the hotel has like a hookup culture, Like, are they?
It totally must. It's like when you go to summer camp and it's like, we used to call it camp goggles, and like everybody at
Yeah,
camp is like so much hotter. It's like casino goggles, kind of literally, because there's, lotus flower
right.
pumped in the air.
I bet that's messy, because then you still have to, like, see the people in the hotel for forever.
But I mean, do you forget?
Oh, that's true. Maybe you
Oh,
would.
that's kind of nice. It's kind of like endless supply then, I guess.
But then if it's like, if you don't have a good time, then you just keep going back and keep having a bad time because you don't remember that it was a bad time. Doesn't sound great to me.
What about STDs?
We're really like unpacking a really like toxic culture in this casino.
So much that we're missing
Like,
because our main characters are 12. Like, what about the older people? What's the
yeah,
drama like for?
there are adults in there.
Wait, so if they were playing the games in the last one and that's how they wasted time, did they also meet Hermes in the book?
They did not.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So Hermes being in this season at all was quite the surprise. Because in the book, he's not introduced for the first time until book 2.
Wow.
I don't know. I have some mixed feelings on Hermes' inclusion here that I think will possibly change depending on how he is weaved through the rest of the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But more on that, like, when we get to him. We also get, so we got our first seaweed brain last episode, and we get a second one here, but then we also get our first wise girl. I'm going to complain again about the nickname Wise Girl because I hate it. I hate it in the books. I hate it here. I hate it even more here because the only redeeming quality about the nickname to me is that it starts, like, both of the nicknames, both Seaweed Brain and Wise Girl, start kind of malicious. Like, they are calling each other this to be mean. And then it becomes sort of endearing. But, like, they're already too endearing.
Yeah, they are.
I don't like it.
It just felt wrong. I don't know. It felt forced.
Yeah.
It's a bad nickname.
It
It's
is.
not good.
Well, and
Hot take.
the thing is, Percy says at the start of the Bronze Dragon short story, he's like, I hate when Annabeth calls me Seaweed Brain because I don't have a good nickname for her because Wise Girl sucks. And I'm like, he's right. And then yet we, like, tried to make Wise Girl a thing online, I guess, because he says it like twice in the Lightning Thief book. And then he doesn't say it again until I think the last book of the second series. But, like, the fandom online, like, latched onto it so hard that, like, now all of a sudden it's like, this is what Percy calls her. And I'm like, it's not. It's not. He literally thinks it's a bad nickname, but you have decided that it's a thing that... It's fine. I need to calm down.
No, I
now.
loved watching that. That was so passionate. It does feel like something you say when somebody calls you Seaweed Brain and then you're like, yeah, wise girl.
Yeah. He's like, Wise Girl, and then he's privately like, crap, that's not a good name. Yeah.
It's like, that's so bad.
Yeah. But for him to look at her and very tenderly be like, what do you think, Wise Girl? I'm like, no.
I wonder if that's a little bit of fan service then. Like, if
Yeah.
it's the problem with adaptation and especially like big fandom stuff, it's like you do have to play to the fandom a little bit. Obviously, there's a lot of changes from even these episodes. It's kind of like inspired by Percy Jackson in ways.
It is. And there are, like, some ways that I think it's good and they are making changes that enhance the characters. And then there are some changes that I'm kind of like, that was a choice. So they decide they're going to split up, and Annabeth and Percy are going to go together, and Grover is going to go off on his own, and they're going to go look for Hermes.
The most complicated plan in the world.
No, like, you don't need to split up. You really don't.
Yeah, and then she goes like, okay, Grover, if you find Hermes and you come and find us.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if Grover can't
like,
talk to Hermes, then...
just go together.
And she's like, I have to talk to Hermes because I knew Luke back in the day when we met his mom. And so this is a bit of lore that we don't get until the 5th book of the series. Like, we don't find out about Luke's mom until way deep into the book series. So to see this now and to talk about, like, how she can see through the mist and, like, she kind of has these visions of, like, things that are going to happen and it kind of messed her up. Finding this out so early is wild to me.
Yeah, and they use it for Percy to talk about his visions. That's like, because I did write down a note when he has the vision and then like comes to him in the cart. I was like, why doesn't he tell anyone about this? But then I was like, is it like a metaphor for puberty? Like he thinks he's the only one going through it, like, and then he finds out someone else is going through it. And he can be open about it. It's always a metaphor for puberty. That's what YA novels are for.
Honestly, so true.
to your point, I mean, like, if it's literally not something we're supposed to quite know right away, I mean, they really just use it so Percy talks about his
Yeah.
vision, and which actually is very important.
I don't mind getting more of Luke's backstory earlier on because I think it gives us a little more context and humanizes Luke a little bit more than the book does.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, because like the big connection between Percy and Luke to me is that their moms are so similar. And so I wish that we had made the connection that like Percy's mom also can see through the mist.
Right.
And we don't.
I mean, it's kind of implied, I guess, but not really.
I don't know. I wish we had given that a little more time. But
yeah, I guess though, it's like you kind of need that context too for Hermes to be in this episode at all and understand why
Right.
it's complicated for him to help them.
Yeah. Also, Grover meeting this satyr, Augustus. This is also new.
Who's this man?
I don't hate giving Grover more lore about this like search for Pan that he's wanting to go on, because in the book he mentions it like once or twice, but like this, we are really emphasizing like this is what Grover wants. Like Grover wants to go find Pan, and he is gonna stop at nothing to find Pan. I feel like we're using this episode in a way that the Lotus Hotel was not used in the book. Like we're trying to deepen some of the characters.
Right.
And I think it might work really well, but I don't know how I feel about it until I see the end of the story, I think.
Yeah, the Grover thing is tough. We see this man who obviously looks similar to Grover in that he has goat legs
and goat horns.
But otherwise, it's kind of like he brings it up. And I know, like, we see the Medusa thing and him see his uncle. It's so sad. And I am a little like, he goes down this whole thing. He's like, my uncle talked so much about you and he was trying to find Pan. And I'm like, I don't know any of Grover's family. I've not met one. I don't know. I don't care. I actually like don't. I know that it's supposed to mean something and you should give him something other than Percy's success to vie for. I totally see that as a writer, but I wish we'd have just met, like, I guess, I don't know if he's a mom, but like, I guess in theory, if he's an uncle, like, you know, like a family member who like imparts on him is like, this is what we do. This is our family legacy. And he like sees an opportunity in the quest, but we don't. And so it's just like he runs into this guy who's like acting like a weirdo and he's like, yeah. Sure.
I think kind of the issue is that like Grover doesn't really have any family at this point because all the satyrs have gone off on these quests to try to find Pan and haven't returned.
Right.
Like it feels like we are setting a foundation here, and I don't want to be like, this is really bad until we actually like see where they're going, you know? Because, like, I mean, I would assume this is going to end in the same place that Grover's story ends in the books, but we're just going about it a different way.
Yeah, because as a storyteller, like, I would assume, I mean, this is going to be true. This is true for anybody that Percy, like, brings on his quest or whatever, that it's, like, if they have their own quest, they're going to have to choose between helping Percy and, like, doing their thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know that I, like, see, I don't know that I care. And I love Grover. He's so charming. But it's like, who is this man? Why are you going off with him? He doesn't seem to recognize you from the get-go, my dude.
Like, I wrote later, like when they go and find Grover playing the video game, I was like, he would be so easy to kidnap. Like he just keeps going off with random people, like
all the time.
And I'm like, Grover, stop. Please.
Somebody get him on Life 360. Like, I need to know where he's going at all times.
Seriously. They need each other's locations. My God.
No, that's what the empathy link is for. Next book.
Well, I need something now.
It is interesting, though, because when they split up and she's like, no, you have to come to me if you find Hermes. Like, don't talk to him. I kind of wrote, I was like, is Grover helpful? Like, I felt like he was helpful, but then he is the first person to figure out that the Lotus is in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first one, and then he forgets, and then he gets pulled away.
Right.
And I like that, because I was like, oh, he is actually smarter than them in a way. Like, it takes them so long to figure that out.
Grover can tend to feel a little bit useless in the books, and I think he feels less useless in the show, but some of the book uselessness, like, creeps in, especially in this episode, and you're like, Grover, what are you doing?
I think it makes him more charming. Like a little bit of uselessness, you know? He's just cute.
Then I guess our most important thing to address is the Lin Manuel Miranda of it all.
Oh, God.
Because they do find Hermes, and he is sitting there in his like tracksuit, and he just looks like Lin Manuel Miranda. Like this is Lin Manuel Miranda. So we need Lin Manuel Miranda's help to get to the underworld.
And you know what? That actually feels on brand.
I kind of like that it's Hermes After
Yeah.
Hours. The first time we see him is in his little like get up.
Yeah, his mail delivery outfit. Because he exists outside of time and space, and that's why they put him in charge of the mail. I think that's a hilarious line to me.
It's so good. He's like, duh. I was like, oh, okay.
And so he's like, "Oh yeah, I can't help you. You want to play some craps? Like, why are you trying to get the children to gamble?"
Because he's mischievous.
I do have to add, I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but my dad actually taught me and my friends how to play craps on my 13th birthday party.
Did you have like a gambling birthday party?
No, it wasn't the theme or anything, but like it's his favorite casino game, and I was like, oh, like it'd be cool if like you could learn how to play, and then he taught us all how to play it.
Incredible. I don't think I know how to play.
Yeah, no, I don't know how to play either. I looked it up because I was like, I don't know what craps is. It's with dice?
Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
Right. This is like the Snake Eyes 7, lucky number 7. Right. Okay. Crazy name. Is it because people say crap?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sure they're saying worse than crap.
Yeah.
My story about Lin Manuel Miranda is, so I know people who've worked with him and people genuinely love him. He's like a very humble dude. He still has an apartment in Washington Heights. Like he has not let the fame really get to him. He's surprised by wealth at every turn. And he's like, what? You have a great apartment, when he goes into like producers' apartments. But my real story with it is I went to go see Freestyle Love Supreme with my parents. And, you never know who you're going to get. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool. My mom really likes Hamilton and stuff. Like if he came out and my mom like started sobbing. And I had to like hold her hand and be like, quiet, we're in a theater. And she was like, oh my God, he's really there. It was like a matinee or whatever. He just like popped in and she was so overcome. It was honestly so sweet, but also a little embarrassing.
That's cute.
The moms love him.
I don't want to admit this, but I'm going to. For my 18th birthday, 2016. So it was
Hamilton summer. Yeah.
Peak Hamilton time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my birthday was in March. And so for spring break, me and my mom and my aunt took a little trip to New York. And my mom was like, we can see 2 shows when we go. And I was like, I really just want to see Hamilton. And it was like, it was expensive, but it wasn't like insane. Like it got that summer. Mm-hmm. But it still ended up being like our only show of the trip. But I was so into Hamilton. I walked into that theater and just burst into tears because I was like, I'm here. I'm going to see Hamilton. And like, now I'm kind of like, so that was embarrassing. But in the moment, I was like, I've peaked. Life will never get any better than this in this moment.
It was such a big deal.
It was such a cultural moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've still not seen it on stage, which is crazy. I wrote down, why is she provoking him? Like she rolls in and is like, he hated you. Like, it's so crazy. I'm like, girl, have some decorum.
She does a lot of that this season, which is like not at all what she did in the like. Eventually she gets a little more disrespectful. Like Percy starts out pretty disrespectful to the gods, but at least in the first couple books, like Annabeth is still very polite. And I almost wonder if it is because of what happened in episode 4 with her mom, where she kind of abandoned her in her time of need, whatever. And so like she's starting to see that like the gods aren't all that great, but like she definitely comes in hot in all these interactions, and you're like, Annabeth, slow your roll.
But then earlier in the episode when she goes to Iris, she's like, oh, Iris, like what, like she's so like reverent. But with Hermes, I guess because she like saw what happened, that she has some like passion behind that of like, you hurt my friend or whatever.
Yeah, the ones who have wronged her or her friends, she's very...
But your whole
Yeah.
purpose of being there is to like get this ride that you
Get
really,
his help,
really
yeah.
need. And you're like, your son hates you. Do you remember that? Hey, you remember
And
that?
Hermes is like, no, that's the thing I'm sensitive about, the fact that my son hates me.
He's like, what the hell, girl? Oh my God.
And I mean, I don't hate that we're doing this now because, like, the family of it all, and Luke's family specifically, is, like, so integral to the plot of this series. And so starting it now and, like, having this introduction to Hermes is, like, great. Love that. Because, like we've said before, this is a family story. I'm interested to see where we go with this and how much more Luke lore they're going to give us.
It's like, it's interesting that they wouldn't have unpacked this in the first book at all. That's so, it feels like actually that kind of makes a lot of sense because they're all three of them are like kind of having these like fraught relationship with their parents. And then they're like talking essentially a family through their difficulty. They like talk to Luke and then they talk to him and, you know, they're kind of getting both sides of the story in a way. Though he says something that made me laugh and it wasn't a joke, which he says,
no,
it's kind of toward the end and it's like, oh, you know, Poseidon is the one who told me to like not talk to Luke anymore or whatever.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, he told me that sometimes watching them helpless is also parenting. And I was like, yeah, that's a really convenient excuse for an absent father, Poseidon. Like,
right.
I don't believe you for a damn second. Like, he's like, oh, it's just like so hard, but like sometimes it's like actually really important. And you're like, dude, no, you weren't there. You physically weren't there for your kid. Like, I don't know.
See, that's this whole interaction being like a deadbeat father justifying to a child why he was a deadbeat father,
and to justify why his also father is kind of a little bit acting like a deadbeat. It's like
it's giving a little bit. I'm sure this woman is not the only one, but there was a woman who was pretty viral on TikTok for a minute because she kept talking about like her adult children who did not speak to her. And so she was like presenting, you know, what had happened and was very clearly in the wrong and was still like, I don't know why my kids don't talk to me. And I was like, this is what this is giving. Like, you're literally talking about like why you're a deadbeat father, and it's like you're expecting sympathy from Percy here, and why?
And my hot take, which I know Lin Manuel Miranda is like millennial cringe, but as a millennial, I actually think for that reason he is perfectly cast in this role. And like he's such an ass. He's such an ass in this role. Like everything he says, you're like, God, you're annoying. But like he's so charming. He's like he just has a little bit of riz that you're kind of like, it's so well played. I actually think it's like that whole thing is like a really good performance because she comes in hot. Percy is like, in 1,000 different directions. And he's like, no, I don't want to help you, you know? And like, you're pissing me off and I'm going to like ruin your quest. Like,
I honestly also really like Lin Manuel Miranda in this role. Like, once I get over the initial, like, it's Lin Manuel Miranda,
yes,
and like get into the scene, it's like, yes, this is really great.
He's a good actor. He's just not very good at singing. Hot take.
Yeah.
In the eye of a hurricane. We've all heard it.
That was good.
Thank you. And now that my tea is kicking in, I can do a Lin Manuel Miranda impression. I'm gonna whip it out.
Also, the bit where he's like, do you know what it's like to be so close to someone you love, but neither of you has any choice but to keep hurting each other? Like, that's not a healthy relationship, but...
He's an ass.
And then he gives us like a little flash of baby Percy sitting in the back of a Subaru. This is his mom's car. And the fact that Sally is driving a Subaru, I knew she was too iconic to be straight.
I mean, she fucked a fish.
Oh, God.
Like, girl's a lesbian. Sorry. At least bye.
That's the iconic line of the episode.
She like shaped of water his ass. Like, oh my God.
Not the shape of water. Oh, also, I have a bullet that just says Lin Manuel Miranda's eyebrows are doing a lot here. Like he's doing a lot with the eyebrows.
They always do.
Big eyebrow game.
him and his eyebrows have kept these kids here until Thursday. And so we are coming up on our deadline. It's revealed later that they end up like missing the deadline because they go and look for Grover. And this was a change that the internet like crashed out about for weeks after this episode came out. I saw someone online saying that, like, do we think that Hermes kept them there in the casino because he is trying to save Luke through sabotaging their quest?
Mm.
And I think that is an interesting take on the situation. And it feels like, yeah, that feels like what might have been happening there. But I don't know, like, what was he hoping to get?
How would that save Luke?
Right, that's my question.
Like, it would only help Luke destroy his life quicker.
Right. So then it's like, why wouldn't you help their quest in the hopes that them
They can turn Luke?
finding the lightning bolt would, like, I don't know.
Yeah, because does Hermes have something to gain by the war starting?
Seems like it's a lose-lose.
Yeah, because that's what it seems to imply. Because we find out, like, through the dream that there's, like, a second part to this plan
Right.
after the war. So you're like, okay, there's, like, more shenanigans going on that we don't know about. But yeah, like, why did he keep them?
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, teaching them a lesson, really. Like, he kind of... Because the reason he even talks to them in a real way, because he recognizes they're demigods.
And he, like, tells them over and over, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you.
And then when they say, we're friends with Luke, he's like, okay, let's flash over here in, space and time. Like...
Yeah, I just...
Because he could also flash... No, I guess I can't. He can't go backwards in time. He can only go forwards.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, what was the end goal?
What did the internet crash out about? Like, just that?
In the book, they don't miss the deadline because, like, they don't see Hermes in the hotel. They come out of the hotel and they're like, oh my gosh, it's been a week. The deadline is tomorrow. When really, like, they thought they had a whole extra week when they went in. And so when at the end of this episode, they were like, yeah, the deadline has passed, everyone was like, what?
Huh. That is weird. That's a weird change. Especially because they do that whole, like, it was Monday. We were in Jersey. Oh, no, that was Sunday. Like, whole thing. They're giving us, like, the math. Not that any viewer of this television program can track that. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. It was Monday.
The timeline is always like, you just, when you engage with a work written by Rick Riordan, you just kind of go, timeline, what's that? I don't know.
It's funny because in TV world, it is a person's job to, like, actually track. I mean, yes, the days and nights of, like, the episode or whatever, but, like, literally, like, the calendar days are things that you have to know, because if there's, like, a clock in the back or a calendar on someone's phone or whatever, like, you have to give props. You have to let them know what month it is and, like, what day it is, so it's consistent.
Oh, interesting.
So you do have, like, the writers had to think a lot about, like, how many days have passed. So it's kind of funny that they talk it out and then they change it from the book, that they actually, like, skip the day. That's a big change, it feels like.
Yes, it's a big change, but then also it's not. Because it feels like the biggest reason to make that change is to make this quest, because, like, they say, and this is skipping ahead a little bit, the River Spirit tells Percy that he's released from his quest and can go back to camp, and he says, no, I have to finish this quest. Like, he is making an active choice to do the right thing and to try to stop what's going on, because he's like, this is bigger than the war between Zeus and Poseidon. So I understand it from, like, that point of view, but it's like, did the deadline need to be missed in order for him to still make that same choice? You know?
I mean, it does make it, like, tense, though. I did have the question, because my issue with the two reveals in this is that, one, it's like nighttime / days have passed, and then the, like, missed quest is they feel like really important moments, but they just get skimmed right over in a weird way. Also, the way they reveal that it's nighttime is like they do a shot on these, like, reflective doors, and you can't even really see outside. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
I know, because of, like, the reputation of casinos, that, like, it's probably nighttime, but they're like, no, 3 days have passed. And I'm like, could we have shown this in maybe a bit more clear of a way? Not just, like, the two of them talking in the lobby being like, oh my God, it's Thursday or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
Oh, and then Percy's like, they pump it in the air. And it's like, how did you know that? Like, where did you find that out? They bump into the air. What?
Yeah.
He just
Whoa.
knew.
Okay.
Like, they're like, we didn't need anything. And it's like, yeah, they bump in the air. And you're like, did Hermes tell him that? Like, I don't understand.
Does he not say Hermes told
No,
me
he
that they
just
pump it into
says
the
they
air?
pump it in the air. It's
Oh.
so crazy.
Yeah, what the
I'm
heck?
like, how did he know that? I
Yeah.
assume I have to assume that like maybe Hermes said something, but it does like he doesn't he only attributes that the days have passed, I think, to Hermes, that like, oh, it's been 20 minutes for us, but like actually 3 days have passed.
Interesting. And then they've forgotten Grover entirely. Hermes apparently reminded him that there's something they need to do before they leave. And that thing is get Grover. And if they hadn't seen the adult goat man coming down the escalator, they would have left without Grover.
And to be honest, Mal, when he was like, oh, Hermes reminded me of something they had to do, I was like, hey, what do they have to do? Kind of worked on me. Because where did Grover go? Where did he go? Where is he? He went off with this man and then he's gone for the rest of the episode until they go and find him, which is the point, which is kind of worked.
And he's playing a little VR game, and the way he's just like willing to believe them, like, hey, we're your best friends and we're on a quest, like,
protect Grover.
Grover, buddy.
And he was finding Pan in the game.
It's his life's work.
It's a really specific game. Oh, there was another joke though before they go and find Rover, which was like, it's like sometimes they just deliver these lines a little too seriously, and I was like, this is where the laugh track needs to come in. It's like, oh, it's Thursday. Hermes kept us here. And it's like, well, that's why I picked his pocket. Exactly. Wait, what? Like, it's such a little like doo-doo-doo. Like, and they deliver it so seriously, and the music is like really intense over top, and I'm like, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was silly.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we didn't even talk about Annabeth putting on the invisibility cap to steal Hermes' keys. Hilarious. Icon, love her.
She redeems herself from literally attacking him.
From like, yeah, causing problems.
She's like, we came here for a reason. Like, we need the freaking key.
I guess on the note of the keys, they go out into the parking garage, and I love the detail of having the cars from all different eras parked in the garage. I think that's fun.
What's the all different eras?
Like there's just some old cars in the garage, but then there's also some like newer cars.
Oh,
and
that's fun.
Like people have been in the hotel for a really long time.
Oh, I did actually put a note that I was like, everyone's dressed really weird. Is that like a Greek god thing? Oh, they're from different times. That's so
They
clever. Because like there was somebody dressed up in like the 80s, and then there was like people in like flappers dresses, and I was like, this is kind of nuts.
Yeah, see, and I wish that they had emphasized that a little bit more, because like in the book, yet again,
please,
Percy realizes that something is wrong because he's playing video games next to a guy who is dressed in like a disco outfit. And the guy keeps saying like groovy, and then Percy's like, this is a little bit weird, and then he asks the guy what year it is, and the guy's like, oh, it's 70 whatever, and Percy's like, no, seriously. And then he starts asking people like what the date is, and everybody's giving him different years. And so that's like how he realizes what's wrong, and like that some of these people have been here for a really long time. And I kind of wish that we would have talked to some of the people.
That would have been really good for Hermes to like point at all the different people and be like, notice anything?
Yeah, like these people have been here for a long time. No spoilers, but it's also like this is not the only time that the Lotus Casino and it's like keeping people for a while is important. And so the fact that we didn't emphasize that bit, that like there are people who have been there for years and years and years, how is that going to affect other things later? I don't know.
That's really interesting. Because, yeah, I did notice that there was a lot of stuff, but I just thought I was like, is it a Greek god thing? Is it a Vegas thing?
I also love how Hermes has left a note on the car that says to the dumb kids, and it's got like instructions. It's like, why did you keep them in the hotel if you were just going to help them eventually?
You know what? Maybe he was going to help them. And then she comes at him being like, your son hates you. And he's like, actually,
maybe this is Annabeth's fault.
It might be. I mean, like, maybe he was just being like, what do you need? Like,
yeah, I don't understand his motivations here. Like, I don't understand the giving them like instructions to find the underworld, but then also keeping them past the deadline. Like, why is he trying to let this war start?
Mhm.
Maybe he didn't think they would be in there that long, but he doesn't rush them out. He's kind of smarmy.
It's weird, and I don't understand why he's doing this.
Weird.
And speaking of not understanding, Percy does not understand how to drive a car.
No.
Honestly, love the sequence. So honest.
Also, the daunting music for the like sharp turn out of the garage, hilarious.
And they're like, nice. Like, it's so cute.
It's like, this is huge.
It is so, like, that is like the YA stuff that I really like. I love that sequence because it's like this really intense thing. Grover doesn't remember them.
Yeah.
You know, the Lotus, whatever. And then it's like, okay, Percy doesn't really know how to drive yet because he's only 13. He hasn't
And
gotten
I'm
his
12 and I have to drive a car.
permit. Like, he lives in New York. He was
Yeah.
never going to learn. Like, and it's like, it's kind of like the start stop and like going really slowly, but like really erratically. You're like, so true. That is
Yeah.
exactly how you drive a car the
Yes.
first time you drive a car.
Honestly, he's very true to his New Yorker roots here, because the car that speeds by, the way he just lays on the horn, I'm
He's
like,
"That
he
guy
has
didn't even
been
stop."
trained in New York.
That guy doesn't even
He knows that that's what you do when someone does something wrong in the car. You just lay on the horn.
That guy didn't even stop for us. So funny. So funny.
I mean, in his defense, that guy was going pretty fast for a parking garage. So,
Well, it's Vegas, baby.
True.
Live fast.
yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Except for
and
them.
That person's
'cause
not
they
trying
go
to stay in
Santa
Vegas.
Monica.
Neither of them. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yes. The other thing that's funny is when he like looks over at Annabeth and like smiles at her and then crashes into the wall.
And then almost gets her killed. Oh my god, that was so scary.
Yes, and then they like almost get T-boned. Like, if this was not a magical
Mhm.
taxi that just zaps them to Santa Monica, like they would have been T-boned and killed.
She was literally
For
about to die. Like, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like very intense. But then all of a sudden they're just like on the beach. And Percy's like, I have to go meet my father.
Yeah, they're like, we're in a different city. It's raining. It's so funny that it's raining in Los Angeles. Maybe that's the point.
I guess the show doesn't emphasize it as much as the book does either, but the book makes a point of pointing out like how odd the weather has been, because like Zeus and Poseidon are fighting. And so it's been stormier and there's been terrible weather. So I think the reason that it is storming and raining in Los Angeles is because this impending war.
Yeah, they really don't point it out. I mean, it's nighttime,
Yeah.
I guess. Is the weather weird in any of the other?
No, like this is the first time we're getting
Yeah, it's like kind of sunny.
rain, I think. Yeah.
But that makes sense. Also, it feels intense. It feels nice. You always put rain in a scene, you need to feel intense. So they get out of the car and they're talking about why like Grover struggled to remember them so much. And Annabeth goes, it's because we weren't alone. It's easy to forget what's important when you're alone. And I was like, it's very profound. It's like, it's kind of like, you know, fighting the male loneliness epidemic in a way of like, you know, you were on your own and you couldn't see the path forward, but we were able to be together. And like, and actually maybe works better with the book if they're like getting distracted by games or whatever, of the whole idea of like, you have to like get out of the addiction of distraction and dopamine and shit.
Get off TikTok. And
It was delivered though like such like, here's the lesson of the episode.
important. That's the moral.
That's the moral of the episode. Okay, go meet your dad. Bye.
Yeah. Go meet your dad. Bye. Except then we don't actually meet.
What's the line from Elf? Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Bye, Percy. Hope you find your dad. And he doesn't.
I wish they would have cut out for them just like sitting in the cab being like, wonder when he'll come back. Hope he's okay. Like,
yeah, what are they up to? What do you think Annabeth and Grover are talking about while Percy goes underwater?
it's like sleeping probably.
And they should. So he sees and I can't remember what the name for the one in the river is, if it's a Nereid or a Naiad, but I feel like she's a little uncanny valley to me. I'm like, this is not a real person and I'm a little uncomfortable. But yeah, she reveals that they've missed their deadline, and also this is when Percy like makes his big choice that like, no, he has to continue this because he needs to stop this like bigger thing that's going on.
Mhm.
So after he like makes the decision to continue with the quest, she gives him 4 pearls and says that each one will bring one person out of the underworld. And this is also something that the internet crashed out about, because in the book he's only given 3 pearls. And so it like weighs on him a little bit about, like, do I leave my mom behind or do I leave one of my friends behind?
Which are good stakes.
But now he has 4 pearls. But I think it makes more sense for Poseidon to give him a pearl that would save his mom. Like, it feels kind of cruel to send your son to the underworld with, like, just 3 pearls.
Well, what's funny is that, like, the message that they send is like, hey man, it's not your fault. It's totally fine. Like, don't worry. And then he's like, no. Like, Poseidon doesn't even know that there's more to this. Like, I saw this vision. And then she's like, let me just like, here are the pearls. Like, why does she have them already? Like, I kind of was like, so she didn't know he would necessarily be so willful to be like, no, I'm gonna go anyway.
But, like, perhaps that's what they were hoping for. I don't know.
Like, it's part of the quest. It's like a test.
Yeah, I don't know.
She seemed to kind of get on board with it pretty fast. But he literally is like, if you can help me, you should. Like, he has to kind of convince her of like, no, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. I gotta do my
Yeah.
quest.
It's an interesting choice, this ending of this episode, and, like, the changes that we've made. But yeah, I think some of the choices I can't decide if I like them or not until I see what they are building towards.
Right.
And so I will refrain from being like, I don't like this episode, because I think if we are setting the stage for, like, the things that I think we might be, this could be a really, really great episode once it's, like, clear why we made the choices we did,
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of like big action sequences in this episode, and I wonder if like they're like, yeah, because we need to use it to like figure out the logic and make sure that everybody's on the same page of like what's about to happen, and then Percy makes this big choice, because like the next one is like so action oriented. They're like, running away and stuff, and in the
next we've got the underworld. Julie, are you ready to see your boy?
I'm so ready. I'm so excited.
I cannot wait to hear your thoughts about the show's take on Hades.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any closing thoughts on this episode?
Lin Manuel Miranda.
Amen.
That's all you need to say.
That's
I mean, that is the episode. Like, you're like, it's the casino episode with Lin Manuel Miranda. Like,
the casino
exactly
feat
what it is.
Lin Manuel Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, Bucky. This was a great time.
Yay! This was so fun. It was so nice to like revisit this before the next season comes out.
Before season 2, which, as of the time this episode comes out, it will be less than a month until season 2, which is crazy. We are supposed to be getting a trailer tomorrow, finally. So, you in the future listening to this, I hope the trailer was good, and
I bet it was so good.
we got lots of good content.
I bet it was awesome.
I bet it was amazing. Do you have anything you want to plug, like shows you've written that people should watch, or?
Sure. I wrote for Your Friends and Neighbors. It's on Apple. It's nothing like this show, but it has John Hamm in it, which is fun. He's kind of like the Lin Manuel Miranda of drama, if you think about it, if you really think about it.
Great.
Yeah, but I wrote on season 2. It's going to come out next spring. It's also about thieves. So, you know what? Actually, a little bit similar to the show. But you can catch me with my improv group if you ever want to. We're called Mom's Favorite on Instagram. Mom's Favorite Improv, I think, is our Instagram handle. Follow me for gay stuff.
and softball content. If you're interested in our softball content,
follow Stick Sock.
Yeah.
Mal is like the social media manager of the decade. I mean, like, bringing Kip into our lives is probably one of our greatest PR campaigns we could ever ask for.
Our softball team has a lizard because I have a lizard. Yeah, I guess you can follow our softball team at @sticks_talk. Talk like TikTok, TOK, and Sticks with an X, STIX, not like the river.
Not like the river.
STYX is the river.
We could change that. We could do a
I really
week.
think we should.
Percy Jackson theme week.
If our softball team was named after the river Styx, that would be so cool.
That's actually kind of badass. We should do that.
I agree. Yeah. But you can see a lot of Bucky's pitching content on our on our social media.
Me with a little mask.
They're really
Yes.
excellent. Great picture. A star.
Thank you. Thank you. Mal almost hit a home run this year. It was very impressive.
Thank you.
It should have been a home run, but Mal stopped to look at the ball.
Oh,
I did, and you
no.
should never do that. I've
Literally
never hit a ball
almost
that
was a
hard
home run.
before.
It was amazing.
I've never hit a ball that hard before, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to see where it went, and I shouldn't have. I should have
You
just
were
let it go.
pimping it, weren't you?
I know, but that means it'll happen again.
Right. Well, we will be back next week with episode 7. Only 2 more episodes left of season 1, which is crazy. And then we have an off week, and then we have season 2.
Whoa.
And I have no idea what our episodes for that are going to look like, so don't ask. We'll figure it out when we figure it out. On that note, catch you later.
Hi, thanks for listening. As always, you can find us on whatever social media platform you prefer at DemigodDebutPod, or feel free to send us an email to demigoddebut@gmail.com. If you like this podcast, please leave us a rating or review wherever it is you are listening. We'll see you next time. Bye!